Have you ever had someone try to steal something that was already yours? Not by sneaking around in the dark, but by wearing a suit, carrying a clipboard, and acting like they own the place. That's exactly what happened to me. My name is Daniel Carter. I'm 58 years old, a retired Army engineer, and owner of Redwood Lake Ranch, a quiet 2,400-acre property that had been in my family since 1952. The ranch wasn't flashy. It had a beautiful lake, rolling pastures, old oak trees, a wooden dock where my grandfather taught me how to fish, and one very important thing. Every single acre was legally surveyed, recorded, and protected, or at least, that's what I believed, until one Tuesday morning. I was repairing one of my fence posts near the western shoreline when I noticed 3 expensive SUVs pulling onto my private road. Nobody ever came down that road unless I invited them. The first SUV stopped. A woman stepped out wearing sunglasses, pearls, and a bright blue blazer. Behind her came 2 men carrying clipboards. She smiled, the kind of smile people wear when they think they're already winning. Mr. Carter. Yes. I'm Patricia Lang, president of Silver Pines HOA. She handed me an envelope. We're here regarding your unauthorized structures. I actually laughed. My what? She pointed toward my dock. Your dock, your barn, your fencing, and your lake access. I looked at her, waiting for the punchline. It never came. According to Patricia, my ranch violated HOA architectural standards. Every building supposedly required HOA approval, even my cattle fences. I asked one simple question. When exactly did I join your HOA? She folded her arms. Our attorneys confirmed your property is inside Silver Pines. I stared at her. My family's owned this ranch for 74 years. She replied without blinking. Then your family has been violating HOA rules for 74 years. I almost admired the confidence. Almost. Instead, I walked back inside my farmhouse, returned carrying one document, the original 1952 deed. Patricia barely looked at it. Our attorney has newer records. Then she smiled again. You have 14 days to remove your dock. My dock. Or we'll remove it ourselves. Then they left, like they'd already won. That afternoon, I called my property attorney. His name was Mark Ellis. 25 years handling land disputes. I expected him to laugh. Instead, he went strangely quiet. Daniel, don't touch anything. I'm coming over. 3 hours later, we were standing over old county maps spread across my kitchen table. Mark looked confused, then concerned, then very interested. There are 2 surveys. 2. The county updated parcel maps in the late 1990s. He pointed toward one line. This boundary. It moved. But legally, it never should have. The more we looked, the stranger everything became. Silver Pines HOA appeared to overlap nearly 600 acres of my ranch. That couldn't be possible, unless someone had used the wrong survey decades earlier. Mark requested archived county records, original subdivision filings, historical aerial photographs, everything. We expected clarification. Instead, each document raised even bigger questions. 1 week later, the HOA returned, this time with contractors, a flatbed trailer, and deputies. Patricia stood beside them looking victorious. We're removing the illegal dock. I stepped onto the porch. My attorney advised against touching my property. She smiled. We have authority. One deputy approached me politely. So, they presented paperwork. I nodded. So have I. Then I handed him my deed. The deputy studied it, looked confused, compared it with Patricia's papers, then frowned. I think we need county record before anyone removes anything. Patricia became furious. Deputy, we've scheduled this demolition. He shook his head. Not today. The contractors packed up. Patricia glared at me. This isn't over. She had no idea. She was right. Over the next month, Mark uncovered something unbelievable. Silver Pines HOA had been approved using a digital boundary imported from an engineering firm. That file contained a surveying error. Nobody verified it. Nobody corrected it. And because every future map copied the mistake, the error became accepted as fact. Except, property law doesn't work that way. A map doesn't erase ownership. A filing doesn't rewrite deeds. And an HOA certainly doesn't gain land simply because somebody clicked the wrong line 25 years ago. Then came the discovery that changed everything. Mark rushed into my house carrying a thick folder. You need to see this. Inside were original subdivision blueprints. The western half of Silver Pines was never sold, never transferred, never purchased. It remained inside my family's original ranch. I stared at him. You're saying? He nodded slowly. The HOA wasn't built beside your land. It was built on it. I couldn't speak. Nearly 200 homes, roads, clubhouse, pool, walking trails, all sitting on land still legally titled. To my family, nobody wanted to believe it, not even the county. So they ordered independent surveys. Then another. Every licensed surveyor reached the same conclusion. The legal boundary never moved. Only the maps did. When the findings became public, panic spread through Silver Pines. Homeowners demanded answers. Real estate agents stopped listings. Banks froze refinancing. Insurance companies requested legal reviews. Patricia disappeared from every community meeting. Then, the lawsuit started. Not against me. Against the HOA board. Against the developers. Against the engineering company. Against the title firms. Everyone blamed everyone else. Reporters arrived next. Helicopters filmed the neighborhood. News headlines exploded. Historic survey error threatens luxury HOA. People kept asking me the same question. So, are you evicting everyone? I answered honestly. I don't want anyone homeless. I just want what's mine. Some homeowners apologized. Many had no idea. They bought homes believing every document was accurate. I didn't blame families. I blamed the people who ignored facts, especially Patricia. She finally requested a meeting. No cameras, no attorneys, just us. She looked completely different. No pearls, no confidence, no smile. I made mistakes. I nodded. Yes. She sighed. What do you want? I slid one folder across the table. Inside, a proposed land lease, reasonable terms, fair rates, long-term stability. She looked surprised. That's it. I answered. I don't punish innocent homeowners. But the HOA will respect property rights from now on. The board accepted. Most residents supported the agreement. The community remained. Families kept their homes. The county corrected every record. New deed referenced the proper surveys. And my ranch was finally recognized exactly as it always had been. Patricia resigned 2 weeks later. Several board members followed. The engineering company settled multiple lawsuits. The title insurer paid millions. And every future survey in the county adopted stricter verification standards. One simple mistake changed everything. Sometimes people ask me if I regret not forcing the HOA off my land. No, because ownership isn't about revenge. It's about responsibility. My grandfather used to tell me, if you know the land will protect you. Back then, I thought he meant fences. Now I know he meant records, history, truth. Every evening, I still walk down to the same dock Patricia once tried to tear down. The lake hasn't changed. The sunset still reflects across the water. The cattle still wander peacefully. Children from Silver Pines now fish there too, with permission, because respect works better than threats. The irony still makes me smile. The HOA came to take my ranch. Instead, they discovered they'd been standing on my land all along. And that is something no clipboard can ever rewrite.